I've seen so many people tell me that Mikel Arteta is set to dominate football with Arsenal. And for me, as much as I'm not so sure that's true, and as much as I'm still not convinced that Mikel Arteta can do that, what I will say as a positive for people is that Arsenal have everything that they need to do so. They have the ownership that are willing to put money in. I've always questioned their ambition and whether they've put money in at the right times, but we can't deny that they've spent money. They've got board that now looks to be on side, a sporting director that's provided everything that we need in terms of tools to get trophies across the line. We've had the ambition of the summer that we've had, contract renewals, and a squad that's probably been its strongest since the Highbury days. So when you talk about Arsenal dominating and doing a period of 5 years, let's say, where we're winning between 5 and 10 trophies, that's all lovely and it sounds like a dream. But really, if I was to put together a squad, a lot of people would say that Arsenal right now have the best, the strongest, the most settled, the most balanced. So why can't we? The big question mark is, Mikel, is he the guy that can win, let alone dominate? And dominate to me means that there's a period of time across that, let's say, 5 to 10 years, where Arsenal win pretty much everything. And you might see City or Liverpool, maybe even United or Chelsea win a couple of trophies. But really, it's Arsenal that are winning most of the majors. We're winning Champions Leagues, we're winning Premier Leagues, we're picking up doubles, we're doing trebles, we're going invincible, we're doing a lot, the works. That to me is dominating football. Sir Alex Ferguson did it. Pep Guardiola did it. There was a period of time that Arsene Wenger and Jose Mourinho were able to do that in the Premier League for a number of years. But really, that's the level that we're talking about. So when people say that Arsenal are going to dominate and they're set to, that's a mad, bold statement. Some would say wild, some would say crazy. But is it crazy when you look at the squad? I don't think so. Is it crazy when you look at the manager? You could probably say it was. Because Mikel Arteta is still waiting for his first major trophy in the 5, 6 years he's been at Arsenal. So when I look and I speak to people that say that Arsenal are in the best position, they look frightening. I'm scared. They look scary. They're going to get across the line. They're going to win the title. We're all doomed because rival fans hate it, right? I understand why they believe that the squad's good enough. My question mark has always been, is it Mikel Arteta? Is he the guy that can do it, or is he the reason we can't do it? And until he can prove me wrong and get across the line, I'm always going to have question marks, right? So Mikel Arteta has a huge, huge amount of pressure on his shoulders this season to deliver with Arsenal. It has to be a major, really. I would take a trophy, but it has to really be one of the major ones. And I can understand why people believe that. And I'm not saying you're deluded if you want him gone, even if he just picks up one trophy that you don't see as the same priority as level as a Premier League or a Champions League. But I've got to be honest with you, there are no excuses now. So when I talk about Arsenal dominating, the question could be slightly tweaked to, can Arsenal dominate football? Because when I talk about Mikel Arteta dominating with Arsenal, I'm not so sure. But we've got everything we need. We've got one of the best goalkeepers in the league, and we've now got a backup goalkeeper that's good enough. Our defense is absolutely stacked. Timber, one of the best right now in the world. Ben White, seen as over the last 18 to 24 months, one of the best right backs in the league. Calafiori, defensively sound. Lewis Skelly, upcoming. Both good left backs. Nkapie, haven't seen enough of him yet. From what we hear, very promising. And then defensively, we have Saliba, who everyone would say for the next 5 years is going to be seen as one of the best in the world. Gabriel alongside him for the next 5 years at least is probably going to be seen and recognized as one of the best defenders and has been for the last two already. That partnership that could be gone into the future for the next 5 years is definitely one of the best in the world. And for me, the best in Europe right now. And then you've now got cover with Nkapie, Calafiori and Mosquera that can all play centre-back. I don't think Arsenal had that before. We've seen Rob Holding, we see Callum Chambers, we've seen Socrates, David Luiz, Mustafi, the list goes on. Now we don't have any of those. So Arsenal defensively are seen and recognised now as a team that can be identified and recognised as one of the best in Europe defensively. That's why Arsenal could be seen to dominate, because they're hard to beat. So when you've got a team that has a good goalkeeper and defence that's stacked that are hard to beat, you've always got a chance against anybody. And to be fair to Mikel Arteta and the team previously around him and Andrea Berta, they've built that now. Then we move into midfield and we look at the potential there. The age of Rice, the age of Zubimendi, the age of Erdegaard and Eze. None of them are old. So for the next 5 years, they're all going to be around. And they can all gel together. Then you move out wide. Saka and Martinelli have been seen as two 24-year-olds that could go to the very top. Martinelli, yeah, his form's dropped off a little bit. But this season, with 4 goals and assists in 5-6 games of the last, I've been pretty impressed with him. Bukayo Saka's one of the best in this position, without a doubt. Going to be around at Arsenal for hopefully a very long time. So for the next 5 years, that will only take Saka to 29. He won't even hit 30. And then up top, we've now finally got a bagsman at 27 years old in Victor Gyökeres. They've got everything that they need, Arsenal. Noni Madueke's not been mentioned. Leandro Trossard's not been mentioned. Jesus Havertz haven't been mentioned. Ethan Nwaneri and Max Dowman, the future is bright for them, have not yet been mentioned. This is a squad that 100% is capable of winning trophies. And people have said to me before, Arsenal weren't ready. Arsenal should have been ready to win a trophy across the last few years. Maybe not the Premier League. Maybe we weren't ready. Maybe we weren't good enough. Maybe we weren't consistent enough. Maybe injuries affected us. Whatever excuse you want to throw at me or reason you want to throw at me, I'm cool with that. But we were good enough to win a trophy. And the reason I know that is because Glasner's won a trophy with Palace and we're better than them. Ange Postecoglou won a trophy with Tottenham. We're better than them. Chelsea won trophies with Maresca. We're better than them. Ten Hag won trophies with Manchester United. We're definitely better than them. And Eddie Howe's won one with Newcastle. So those 5 managers and 5 clubs have all won trophies more previously than us, quicker than we have. That means we should have won a trophy by now. So I ask you guys this. Why have Arsenal not won a trophy in the last 5 years? Why is it? Tell me every year why it was. Weren't good enough. Manager weren't good enough. Squad weren't good enough. Didn't have the mentality. Whatever reason you believe it is, throw it at me. I'd love to discuss it with you. But I think personally, if you talk about dominating, you talk about winning trophies across a 5 to 10 year period, I think from 2025 to 2030, Arsenal should be winning trophies. They should be winning majors. Arsenal should have been doing that previously, but of course we know the reasons why we weren't, because previously it's just been a mess at Arsenal at times. It's been laughable. It's been banter club, right? But if you look at it for the next 5, I don't think we've got any excuses not to deliver and win trophies, which is why there's pressure, which there should be on the manager, and why the squad is being seen as good enough. The squad's very strong. In fact, it's the best, most balanced and most strength in depth we've had. It's definitely the best in the league. It's definitely the best dating back to the Invincibles at Highbury. No excuses now for Mikel Arteta. He's got to get over the line. He has to deliver a Champions League or a Premier League. At the bare minimum, he has to win a domestic cup. And if we don't win the Premier League and we win the Champions League or one of the domestic cups, he has to go to game week 38 believing that he can get across the line. We can't be finishing 8, 12, 15 points off the league. That just can't be happening. So for me, I think even with Arteta leaving one day, next season, season after that, if we keep this core, we keep this squad together, a Luis Enrique, a Hansi Flick, a Zinedine Zidane, and a manager that could be attracted of that level and of that ilk, I think can take us across the line and can consistently win us trophies. That's where I'm at. So for me, it's last chance saloon this season for Mikel Arteta. If he doesn't deliver and get us a trophy across the line, I believe he should be replaced by a Luis Enrique. And people that are shouting at the screen saying, we can't get Enrique, we're Arsenal. Yeah, we're Arsenal. And we pay Mikel Arteta £15 million a year. So if it doesn't work out for Mikel, we can move on. And we can afford anybody in football other than 2 people. Simeone, who's on 30 a year, and Pep, who I believe is on 20 or 30 a year. Everybody else is earning less in the game than Mikel Arteta, which means that we can attract anybody. So if it doesn't work out for Mikel, I don't want anybody saying there's no one else. There's nobody who can do better. Who are you going to get? There's nobody else to replace him. Arsenal will go on. Just like when Mikel goes and the next manager goes and the next manager goes. Arsene Wenger went. Did Arsenal die or did Arsenal continue? Some would say have got better. When Unai Emery went, did the club die? When George Graham went, did the club die? No. The fans and the fans that continue to support will always be there. The club will always remain. And that's the most important thing to remember. So for me, can Arsenal dominate? Yeah, we've got the tools to do it. Can we? That's the big question mark. And my question mark is the manager. If the manager proves to me this season he can win a Champions League, brilliant. If he proves to me this season he can win a Premier League, brilliant. I need to see it. I need convincing that he can do it. And I want him to so badly. I want nothing more than Arsenal fans celebrating come May. I want to celebrate in March for the Carabao Cup, and I want to celebrate in the Premier League, Champions League, or both in May. There's nothing more than I want than that. People say, what would you like to do? I'd like the quadruple, please. And do I think Arsenal are good enough to do the quadruple? I'm yet to be convinced. I'm yet to be convinced anybody is. But at the same time, I think we've got a squad that's ready to go deep into all 4 competitions. But we have to get something over the line. Do me a favor, people. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we will see you on the next one. We're out of here.